talking about people spending their time. So what have I been doing lately other than working? So I'm still following the stay-at-home guideline, even though it has not been imposed here in Ohio. But sometimes I take my car and I go for a ride.
Sure.
I'm not going to places. I'm not going to retail stores or restaurants, bars, nothing like that. But I just go around to see what's going on. And one of my hobbies has been going to the mall. It was amazing to see it empty. Now, this week I went back and it was actually crowded. And I saw some brands, for example, Apple set up a queue where they keep social distancing. So you need to wait outside. There is a limit for people to go inside. So there are some measures that are being taken, but people are going to the mall.
Right.
But we have seen that the many mall staples now are facing the retail apocalypse. So where's the mall going, John? People like to go there, but at the same time, companies are struggling with this kind of strategy.
We have kind of a we have kind of a science project mall near us. So
okay.
We live in Raleigh, and we have a mall that's been there for years called Crabtree Valley Mall, and it has done an amazing job of continually kind of updating and reinventing itself. So it's probably a quarter food now. There's some higher end restaurants, it's a mid-tier, and of course a food court as you would have in a mall. But there's other reasons to go there now, right? They just closed the major anchor, Sears anchor, and there are fantastic redevelopment plans for the space because where the mall's situated, Sears probably didn't. It's situated next to the probably the wealthiest area of our city, and it just lends for some other kinds of retail. There's a Macy's there that I imagine will close too. And there are lots of other stores that I think will have COVID-related issues. You know, some of the issues I think with Gap and others paying their rent and whatever. But I think what you're going to see in a lot of malls is redevelopment. Just saw an article before we began talking today about a new trend being redeveloping malls into apartments, into living spaces that you can have work, live, play, which have become very popular anyway. So you've already got location, you've probably got parking taken care of, you've probably got some other things that you have to do. Why not reimagine those spaces? So I think that will be part of it. I think you'll see things like Kumon, learning centers or Tumble Gym or places where we take our kids to go and do things. So I could go drop my daughter off at Mathnasium, for tutoring, and my wife and I can go to Seasons 52 and have a glass of wine while we wait for her. I don't know, whatever.
For the community, so the community to do some activity, right? Together, to mingle.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think those are the things that that I think you'll see developing in those spaces, because a lot of them, think about it, a lot of them are well located. So there's a demand for the property, there's a demand for the idea, but again, I think COVID throws a big wrench into that, and I still am a believer of we're seeing 5 years of kind of fast forward in things that were going to happen anyway, starting to happen. Mm-hmm. So retail is speeding up. Supply chain change is speeding up in a way that probably would have happened anyway, but is compressing in this short amount of time as people rethink, what do we do with this stuff? Obviously, we don't need, and I think about my mall, this Crabtree Valley Mall, there's so much duplication of product. We have a Belk on one end and a Macy's on the other end that essentially have the same inventory. We don't need all of that. Yeah. So how do we rethink it? How does it become different things?